Their bye week, bro, their bye week is week 14. They got a late bye week. So they have one of the most difficult schedules, and their bye week is week 14. If this, I don't know what the Giants did to make Roger Goodell upset, but they got hold. They got hold. All right, let's move on to the Giants, the New York Giants. They've done a lot this past offseason. They've added a lot in the NFL draft and free agency. Let's see here. Let's share my screen. All right. Here we go.
I think the Giants will be better than people expect them to be. Like, I'm looking at this roster. I don't think they trash enough and crazy like that. I honestly think that defense is going to be a force because Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Bobby Okereke, like they got dudes, man. They got players on that defensive line. They're going to cause a lot of teams. John's going to the Super Bowl. Oh, and Madden franchise for sure. But in the 2025 NFL season, I don't know about that. This defense is going to be I believe they could be a top 10 unit easily. They have the talent. They really do. I like Tyler Nubin. I like Javon Holland. Deontay Banks and
he's burnt toast.
Yeah. Paulson Adebo, he's not the greatest, but I guess he's serviceable. But yeah, man, I really like this defense. Offensively too, I don't think they're terrible. Like Malik Neighbors is a dog. Like
he's a dog.
I know he's dealing with some soreness or something like that. He hasn't practiced in like a week.
It's a lot of ticky-tack stuff back. I think maybe ankle, maybe knee or something. It's a lot of ticky-tack stuff. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
Not too worried about it.
Russell Wilson, it's Russell Wilson. I don't know what to say about it at this point, but that hasn't been said. It's Russell Wilson. Jackson Dart has looked good in his preseason appearances, though, which is surprising to me. I thought he was going to be Basura based off what I saw at Ole Miss and all that, but he looked solid in the reps he got in real games. Offensive line, I like Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas like that. Everybody else, John Runyon, he's decent. Actually, he used to play. He used to play for your team. So he's all right.
Yeah, he's not terrible, but I wouldn't say he's
John Michael Schmitz. I heard John Michael Schmitz hasn't been developing the way they wanted him to, which is kind of disappointing. I was very high on John Michael Schmitz coming into the draft. And what year was that? 23, because he could play guard and center. So they got him at center right now. They said it hasn't been great, but I guess he's making progress day by day. As far as the wide receiver core, didn't Wandale? No, that was the other one. I mean, that wide receiver core outside of Malik Neighbors isn't the greatest, but
I think it's doable. I think it's better.
Yeah, you can work with that.
Russell Wilson
can work with that.
He could work with that for sure. When you have Malik Neighbors, and then Darius Slayton, which is a competent wide receiver in the scheme that they run, he has good amount to work with. He has no excuses to play.
Yeah, Wandale Robinson, he actually had a pretty solid year for what they was able to give him last season. Running game, Tyrone Tracy Jr., I expect him to have a pretty solid sophomore season. He was actually really a standout rookie running back for them last year. Devin Singletary, if he can stay healthy, he should be giving some solid contribution. Cam Scatterboo, heard some good things coming out of camp for him. But yeah, I don't think this team is going to be as bad as people think. I don't see them picking like top 3 next year. I don't see nothing crazy. I think they can win at least 6 games.
I think they could probably. Well, I have to look at their schedule. That's another thing before I even try to predict. Because to me, it comes down to their schedule. They're going to have a 4th place schedule, which is good. But depending on what division the NFC East plays, let me see. Let me share my screen. Share this tab. So the Giants start off with Washington, then they play Dallas. So they have 2 divisional rivals, divisional opponents. Then they have Kansas City. Then they have the Chargers. They have a break with New Orleans, Philly, Denver. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, let's look. Ooh,
that
is tough.
That's a brutal schedule to start the season.
Philly, San Fran, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit. Good grief.
Yeah, that's a
Do they have a single easy game on this schedule besides the Saints?
That's a brutal schedule. I ain't gonna lie, the NFL did them dirty.
Yeah, they was
Yeah.
like they was the last. This is the last place schedule. Oh, let me remove this banner so people can see towards the whole shebang. Hold on, let me move this right
Yeah,
quick.
this is a brutal schedule, dude.
Bro, they literally have only one easy game.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, dang NFL. What was y'all
Yeah,
thinking?
even the Patriots is going to be a tough out because Mike
Yeah,
Vrabel, Drake May, they added some
bro,
pieces.
they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 playoff teams. That is, man.
And that's not even
Yeah, I feel
counting
bad for Giants.
Chicago could potentially be better. San Francisco, they're going to be up and down, but they're still San Francisco. You cannot take them lightly. And then you have the Vegas Raiders, who I think is going to be better than what people think. I don't know how they're going to look towards the end of the season, but I think they have enough talent that they can make things very interesting. The only layup that they have is the Saints. Every other game is a battle. Ooh, yo, this is gonna be. Jackson Dart might be coming in. Their bye week, bro. Their bye week is week 14. They got a late bye week, so they have one of the most difficult schedules, and their bye week is week 14. If this I don't know what I don't know what the Giants did to make Roger Goodell upset, but they got hold. They got hold. How are you the fourth place team and you have one of the hardest schedules, arguably the hardest schedule in the NFL? Make it make sense.
It is very unfortunate.
That's tough.
They did them boys dirty. I ain't gonna lie.
Week 14 bye? Bro, they need a bye week 6 or week 8 so they can prepare for Jackson Dart, because by the time week 8 come around, they're gonna need a new QB, because that schedule, bruh. Oh my god. I mean, I guess if I'm looking at the bright side of this, like if we analyze each team, how many teams have great offensive lines? How many teams have good offensive lines in that schedule? Because if by the chance, let me show the schedule again. Let's look at each team and let's say, all right, does this team have a good offensive line? Because you mentioned how the Giants' defensive front is going to wreak havoc this year. So maybe the Giants can accumulate wins because their front four is so dominant that it's going to create sacks, turnovers, possessions for the offense to score. So let's look at each team. So Washington, would you say Washington has a good offensive line or mediocre offensive line? Where are you with Washington?
I think they would be mediocre if they didn't go out and get Laramie Tunsil.
So you think they have a pretty good offensive line?
They have a solid line. Yes, they have a solid line.
Dallas Cowboys.
For now, let's go with they like solid, yeah, I guess. Middle of the pack, maybe like that 15-18 range.
Kansas City.
I think they Kansas City is a little they solid.
Oh, you think it's solid? They did lose Joe Thuney to the Bears. They traded him away, but they did draft that offensive tackle.
Oh yeah, Josh Simmons. Yeah.
So he's supposed to be really good, and I've been hearing some good things from him in camp. So
yeah, that is true.
But it's Kansas City, and even if they have a pretty mediocre offensive line, it's Kansas City. But I will say we've seen Kansas City in the past 2 years lose to teams that we thought had no chance. So you never know. Hey, this might be a trap game. This could be a trap game. Sunday night football, NBC 8:20 p.m. game, Kansas City on the road. I'm just saying, that sounds like a trap game to me. But anywho, it's still Kansas City though. The Chargers just lost Rashawn Slater for the year.
Yeah, they low key could get him.
They could get the Chargers. New Orleans, they're trash. Move on. Philadelphia, they have a good offensive line.
Yeah,
Denver has improved. Denver has improved their offensive line significantly. They have a pretty good offensive line. San Francisco, I don't think they have a good offensive line. I don't think they have a good.
They could be serviceable, I guess.
I think the Giants can get to Brock Purdy, and they lost Aaron Banks. So I don't know if they have a good offensive line. Chicago they've actually done a good job of improving
Revamping their line, yeah.
I think they have a decent offensive line now. So Green Bay obviously has a good offensive line. Detroit has an elite offensive line. New England, though, their offensive line still needs some work. They still need some work, even with the addition of that draft pick, the guy that they drafted at LSU,
Will
Campbell.
Yeah, Will Campbell. Yeah,
Will Campbell. Yeah. So even with the addition of him, I don't think it's going to be enough. Then you have Washington again. Minnesota has a really good offensive line with Christian Darrisaw coming back. Las Vegas, mediocre. It's kind of mediocre. And then Dallas again. So I would say if the Giants want to make it interesting, I think Kansas City could be a trap game because they're at home. It's prime time. Maybe. And then you have maybe the Chargers, New England, Vegas, maybe get one of the NFC East teams, maybe split with Washington. But for the most part, I just don't see how this team can win more than 7 games.
That's fair if you ask me.
I think that's
I got them booked for like 6 wins.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it right now. Given the bye week that they have and the schedule.
The schedule really cooked them.
Yeah.
It's just crazy because the 49ers got an easy schedule and they picked at like 10 in the draft.